This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Hey, very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the court at the Wilson Dome at Payson High School. Off the 260, I should say down the 260 in Payson, Arizona, as we have playoff basketball for you tonight as the number 12 Holbrook Roadrunners travel down the 260 to take on the 5th-seeded Payson Longhorns, as this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. I'm Aaron Hewish. I am joined tonight by a guest of ours, Mr. Scott Baker, who does a lot of coaching and a lot of officiating up in the area. We appreciate him joining us. But as we get started, we're going to go to our Summit Regional Healthcare Medical Center pregame report. Summit Regional Medical Center is everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. And as talking to both coaches before the game, it looks like the only thing to me is it looks like there are quite a few knee braces on the Payson squad, but the coach didn't seem that was going to be an effort. And for the Holbrook Roadrunners, Coach Perkins says his team's ready to go. And he's already given me his starters, and we've spoken a little bit. So we're looking for a very good basketball game. So that is our Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center pregame. Summit Regional Medical Center is everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Next, we're rolling to our Ace Hardware pregame. Ace Hardware is a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, or just need a key replaced any hour of the day and night, any day or night of the week, call Ace Hardware, Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. And as far as our keys to the game go, Mr. Baker, you've seen most of these teams a few times this year, correct?
I've seen Payson play once against Snowflake. They're pretty quick. They have a quick guard, likes to get the ball up and down the court. I know that their last game against Page, that's what kept them in the game. So key for them, control the pace, play at their pace, and keep Holbrook running as much as possible, especially with their younger guards. They're probably going to look to, try to just control the pace and keep Holbrook off balance on their defense.
Well, one of the things I mentioned to Coach Perkins before the game is, and I really did tell him this, I said, if his team hits 6 3-pointers, there's no doubt in my mind they'll win. And so I think it's going to do exactly what it said, come down to shooting in this game. Folks, we're going to come back and finish up our Ace Hardware pregame show as we have the anthem here at Payson High School, the Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Welcome back, everyone, to Shoulder Forward's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. As we like to appreciate our technical crew tonight, Robin Wong, Jeff Lonetree, Daniel Perkins, and Mel, our producer, and they're the ones that make it possible, along with our sponsors. I get to show up and be, quote-unquote, the talent, but we all know that's a lack thereof. So as we get set for the starting lineups, and for the Roadrunners, we're going to have Harrington, Claw, Yazzie, Guerrero, and Williams. Very similar lineup to what Coach Perkins. He's had Casimiro and Williams float back and forth. For the Longhorns, we're going to have Redford, Sarnowski, DeShape, Whaley, and Ramirez starting off. And back to our Ace Hardware pregame and our keys to the game. Mr. Baker, you basically talked about at the timeout that the team that has the hot hand in shooting, that's not the word you used, is going to have the upper hand in this game.
Yeah, Holbrook's really going to look to take advantage from three. As you can see, they don't have a lot of size. Pretty much all their starting five is about the same height, and it's not very tall. You're going to see Bailey Williams. She's going to draw a lot of the attention on the inside. She has the guard night in and night out, one of the tallest kids on the other team. Elena Yazzie also will be key on them, key for Holbrook defensively. And then on offense, they're just really going to look to shoot well from the outside. They have quite a few girls that can shoot. I know Coach Perkins usually gives most of his kids the green light. And Dea and Channing are going to be the ones looking to just capitalize from that. And if they get hot, then they're going to be a tough team to beat. But
Dea had such an amazing game last time these Roadrunners played, and that was against the Window Rock Fighting Scouts. And that was over there at Holbrook, and Holbrook just took control of that game. But one of the things I noticed is Coach Perkins did not put the pressure on like he normally does. And I look tonight for him to combat the size and the speed. From what I understand, I have not seen these Pace Longhorns, but Coach Perkins is going to have to put that pressure on, but that could lead to some fast break buckets as well.
Yeah, they could. I know that he was on a podcast this weekend, and he was talking a lot about his team this year, and he thought going into the season that was going to be the style that they played, that they were going to play 94 feet and just full-on pressure. And they've kind of settled into just a straight man, picking up at the three-point line, switching everything. So he said it's completely different from what he expected to do going into the season. So it'll be interesting to see if they do apply some of that pressure. But at least early on, I think they're going to just settle into their half-court man and see where things take them. And if they get hot, they'll stay there. If they get down, they may need to create pressure later in the game.
Well, almost to conclude our area starter pregame, but one more question for Mr. Baker here. And Scott, you are starting two freshmen in playoff basketball out of the 3A East. What do Claw and Harrington, is this even a factor for them? Or is it something that they're even going to need to worry about, or are they ready and geared, ready to go?
I mean, watching the Window Rock game last week, I was a little nervous about that. I haven't seen Holbrook play a lot, and when you talk about two freshmen going into the playoffs,
absolutely,
they honestly got Window Rock's best shot the other night. Window Rock played a heck of a game for a team that really didn't have that great of a season, and they gave Holbrook their best effort. Early in the game, they were up by quite a few points. I don't remember, and Holbrook was fine. The two freshmen didn't seem phased. They kept battling. They fought their way back into the game. Dea was huge going into that, and we'll see what happens tonight.
And as we have our Northland Pioneer College tip-up, concluding our Ace Hardware pregame show, our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. Northland Pioneer College, as there's a missed three-pointer, and that's rebound by DeShape. And DeShape puts it back up for an easy 2 points to start this game. And wow, I didn't expect the three to come, and I did not expect that rebound that quick, but that's going to be hard, as Williams is going to be tasked with guarding that, as you mentioned in the pregame. And here goes Guerrero. Guerrero to the side. Guerrero throws up an air shot. It is no good, and she is fouled, as Dea is going to go to the line to shoot the first free throws for these Holbrook Roadrunners. And again, folks, Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, Pine Top, Sholo, and Overguard. Dea Guerrero at the line. And Dea is a senior, hopefully not playing in her last game if you're a Roadrunner fan, because that's been the one that has been very, very impressive to me, is her leadership and her demeanor out on the court. As Holbrook brings its four back, and it looks like, Scott, they're going to sit in a half-court defense on these Longhorns. As Guerrero makes her second free throw, 2-1 lead here early on in this game. as we get a three-point shot. That is no good and is rebounded by Harrington. Forward to Guerrero. Guerrero left side. Guerrero goes up, left hand, no good. Rebound is out. Now it's down to Williams. Williams dribbles it to over. Guerrero in three-point land in the corner. Off the mark, and that is going to be rebounded by the Longhorn. No, Williams gets it. As that's going to be Harrington. Harrington misses a three-pointer, no good. Rebound ended up in the hands of Sarnowski for the Roadrunners.
Both teams just a little off from three, but like you said, I'm surprised to see so many threes, especially on this end of the court.
And that's a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot by Miley Redford. As we get a whistle and we get an officials timeout. And this is a playoff game. We, of course, have three officials like we always do. I do not know personally any of these officials. Mr. Baker, do you know any of them?
I believe these are the Schwartz brothers out of Phoenix, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know the third official.
Is that Gary is his name, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Gary does some assigning for the AIA. Very good official. I have known him too long. I know who he is, but I don't know him personally. As the ball gets knocked out of bounds, and that's going to stay. And here's Harrington, and that's what we're seeing is the freshman now brings in the ball to the other freshman, Claw. Claw now over on the far side of the arc. Claw pushes, looking. Now she gives it over to Williams. Williams dribbles off, backs up. Now her and Guerrero kind of collide a little bit. Now she comes off, gives the ball back to Claw. Claw at the top of the key, now over to the far side. She hits it in the midway point of the arc. No good. Rebound Williams. And Holbrook has about a 2-1 advantage. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a travel on Guerrero as Williams went back, and Coach Perkins right in front of our table just saying, Dea, shoot it. Dea, shoot it. And Scott, already we're seeing these Holbrook girls are able to jump and get some positioning for these rebounds.
Yeah, with the exception of the very first one that got put back up for a layup, you know, they're anticipating the long rebounds well off these three-point shots, and they're able to get to them more times than not.
Well, and there's a clear height advantage with number 12, Grace DeShafe. But other than that, I would not say Holbrook's outgunned or outmanned or outsized at any point, as Claw's going to get picked up real fast, and she's going to get picked up by Sarnowski. Over to Williams. And that's going to go inside, and that's going to be a turnover on the Roadrunners that falls out of bounds. 5-1 lead, 5 minutes and 46 seconds left. Here the Payson Longhorns up 5-1. And again, we've seen probably 6 three-pointers shot. One made by the Longhorns, but more than we were expecting. As here's going to be Sarnowski. Sarnowski inside to DeShafe. DeShafe now out to Whaley. Back to Sarnowski. Over, and we're going to get a three-pointer at the top of the key by Redford. That is the Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot. We have an 8-1 lead, 5 minutes and 23 seconds left here in the first quarter. And I think Coach Perkins is going to see what happens on this one, and we may get a timeout. As now Harrington goes. Harrington has it knocked away, and that is going to be stolen by Whaley. Whaley gives it back to Ramirez. Ramirez over in the corner to Redford. Redford drives. Redford crosses over, and she's going to have 2 points. Coach Perkins is going to timeout. We're going to take it. The Shola Forge presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, and I've just been informed that the third official tonight is Jay Kreider, and this is a playoff crew. It means they've done outstanding work, and probably one of the better ones around, and good job the AI sending us them, and hopefully they have a very good night as well. So far they are, as Claw has the ball over on the near side, inside to Williams. Williams now no-look pass, and I think that's Yazzie. As Yazzie comes in, ball's knocked away. Gathered in by Claw. Guerrero backs in, lowers the post. Guerrero goes up, puts it up. That's going to be no good. Holbrook gets another rebound. Williams, three-point shot. No good, and that one's going to fall to the Longhorns. Redford with the rebound. Miley Redford now forward to Sarnowski. Sarnowski looks over to Ramirez. Ramirez, three-point shot. That one's on its way. It's no good. That's going to be DeShafe with the rebound. DeShafe inside to Redford. Redford over to Sarnowski. Back to Ramirez. Back to Redford. At the top of the key, over to Sarnowski. Sarnowski drives the lane. She puts it up and in. Left hand, right side, no good. And that's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay. I believe if we look at our replay here, if we have it, we do not. And that's going to be, I believe they're going to call that out on Williams, number 44. And from my vantage point, it looked like she had it. As Sarnowski sends it over, out of bounds into Whaley. Back to Ramirez, over to Sarnowski. Excuse me, that's Redford. Now to Sarnowski. And Scott, from what you've seen from these Payson Longhorns, you said they had really good guard play. Was that Sarnowski or is that Redford? Because both of them are playing very well right now.
Yeah, just both of them, and their quickness, especially on the defensive end, I feel like is really troubling Holbrook. They've had a lot of issues moving the ball around. That was number 10.
DeShafe gets a rebound. She kicks it inside to Sarnowski, and Sarnowski throws up what I thought was close to an heir apparent shot, but she gets it and goes. Now the Holbrook has the ball back, and that is Dea Guerrero, and Dea puts it through for 2 points.
They needed that really badly.
If you're a Roadrunner fan, they absolutely needed that. As Sarnowski gets those 2 down there, the high point leader is Redford for the Longhorns. Sarnowski now dribbles. She's at the free throw line. She steps right inside the free throw line. Now out to Redford. Redford, 3-point shot, no good. And Guerrero gets the rebound. And actually, Claw's going to get credit for the rebound, but give credit to Guerrero for getting it over to. As Claw throws a shot. Actually, that wasn't a shot. Excuse me. That was a pass that goes over the top. And Casimiro checks in for her. And Atakai is now checking out for the runners. As Casimiro, Williams, Claw, Harrington, and Guerrero. As Longhorns bringing the call, Sarnowski sends it over the time stripe. Sarnowski at the top of the key. Over to number 1, McDowell. McDowell tries to go in, no good, and Williams rips it away. And Scott, what I notice right now is Holbrook is a little outsized like we talked about, not much, but they, even though they're down, they are being way more physical in this game.
They're being physical, but Payson's also taking advantage of those early 3-point shots, and Holbrook's closing out a little too hard now, and Payson's taking it inside.
As Elena Yazzie hits a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot for the Roadrunners, and when we say they were desperate to need that, they were desperate to need that. 2 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the first quarter, as we're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a... Now, can you watch that replay and tell us what exactly you saw in that one, Scott?
It was an offensive foul on 13. She had a screen, and then it looked like she just carried the screen with her as she tried to move. She didn't let the defender have anywhere to go.
For those of you who do not know, Mr. Scott Baker is an official in our area, and I will say this with him on the air, he's one of the best that we have around, and he does a fantastic job, and we appreciate his insight tonight in this game. As the ball now goes to Williams for the runners, Williams just has it straight knocked away, and that is going to be a block for DeShafe, as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a foul. As that wasn't a foul, they called that a jump ball, excuse me. And according to the NFHS alternating possession, the jump ball goes back to the Payson Longhorns. As here's Sarnowski over now to McDowell. McDowell looking, back to Sarnowski. 1 minute, 34 seconds left, 12-6. Sarnowski at the top of the key. Now she dribbles inside. She looks back out to Redford. Redford with 2 threes already on the night. Over to McDowell. McDowell now to Sarnowski. Sarnowski dribbles. Over on the near side. Sarnowski's going to put up a 3-point shot. That one's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be DeShafe. DeShafe almost uncontested, putting back that 2-point shot, 14-6. Longhorns on the lead. As here comes Harrington over Casamro inside to Williams. And Williams fighting to get it. And Williams puts it up and in. Williams fighting for everything she got. And we've just been informed, and Mr. Baker very humble not to tell us, he actually has the 2A Boys Championship this year. And that's one thing that is the officials work for, is that championship game. So congratulations, Mr. Baker. We will look forward to watching you.
Thank you.
As here comes Harrington down, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds with Harrington. And, as we talk about officiating real quick, as officials talk to players and stuff, they always say, what's the last game you want to be playing in? Well, that's the last game I want to be officiating in, and that's a championship game. So as we're going to have Yazzie check out of the game, And congratulations on that, Mr. Baker. Very, very well deserved.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
As Guerrero's to bring in the ball, Guerrero to Harrington. Harrington, three-point shot, no good. And Redford's going to end up with the rebound as she gives it off to Sarnowski. And Payson pushing it for the first time today as Sarnowski throws it over. Casimiro intercepts it. That's going to go. It's going to be on the line as Sarnowski stole the pass from Casimiro and knocked out of bounds, and she landed on the line. Not knocked out of bounds, she landed on the line. Ball goes back to the Roadrunners, down 14-8. 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ball's into Harrington. Harrington driving against Sarnowski. And we're going to get a blocking foul with 9 seconds left.
It's like they called it on the floor, so Holbrook going to be inbounding it on the end line. 9 seconds.
So Holbrook inbound to Casimiro. Casimiro to Guerrero. Guerrero backs up on the line. It's 2 seconds. 1 second. Williams is going to have to put it up. Casimiro. Oh, Holbrook is not going to get a shot off. We're going to take a break. The Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back, Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Payson Longhorns start the second quarter with a 6-point lead on the Holbrook Roadrunners. And Holbrook right there at the end of that quarter just seemed a little discombobulated as we get set for our Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off to your college education, tip it off to college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. As Scott, give us your thoughts on the end of that half there. Holbrook had like 3 chances and didn't put any of them up.
Yeah, just not good clock awareness, especially coming off of an inbounds play. There should have been something communicated between the kids, knowing they only had 9 seconds to go.
As Dea Guerrero drives the lane, and she puts up a fantastic layup, and that cuts the lead to 4. As Ramirez gets the ball for the Longhorns. Ramirez now dribbles to the free throw line. Now Ramirez back to Sarnowski. Sarnowski back out to Ramirez. Ramirez at the quarter line at the top of the arc to Sarnowski. Sarnowski now brings it towards the middle. Towards the middle, now to the top of the key, guarded by Harrington. Over to Redford. Redford to Ramirez. Ramirez puts it up. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. Alondra Ramirez for 2 points, extending that lead again. As Scott, Payson hasn't done a lot of subbing. How much of a factor is that going to be going on in the game? Because they're going to have to go to their bench at some point.
We'll definitely see their conditioning. Fouls weren't really an issue the first half. We didn't have a lot of fouls, so they won't have to sub due to that, hopefully, but we'll see about their conditioning. I know these kids seem to run the ball pretty well.
They do run the ball pretty well. Now, Sarnowski with a foul there, but they're going to call that on the ground. We don't have a continuation in high school ball, so the Roadrunners are going to get it out of bounds. And Guerrero is going to inbound. Guerrero to Harrington. That's good. Channing Harrington, 2 points. Runners. And Scott, I saw the official do that. That means restart the shot clock, correct?
Yes, reset the shot clock.
Ramirez puts up a 3. It's going to hit the shot clock, so that's going to be no good. It's going to go off, and that's going to belong to the Roadrunners. And that's kind of folks are just talking about a little whirly bird motion, like the helicopters coming in. And I was making sure that after the foul, as now we don't have, there it goes, the shot clock is back on. 16-12, 4-point lead. As just making sure I'm getting my signals straight here. We appreciate Scott Baker joining us this evening and some great insight already. As here come the runners. Yazi's with the ball. Yazi goes to her left. She's at the top of the key. Yazi now back to her right, and she kind of goes south pole, but not enough to be called a carry. she's going to be off on her shot. Rebound, McDowell. McDowell down to Sarnowski. Sarnowski forward to DeShafe. DeShafe, easy ball. And that's going to go pretty up and easy. Grace DeShafe, 2 points, and DeShafe's definitely got the size advantage on anyone on the court. Harrington bringing the ball, guarded by Sarnowski. She goes back now. She's at the top of the key. Flips it over to Casamaro. Casamaro had the ball open. Now she gives it to Guerrero. Guerrero drives left side, left hand, puts it up and in. And it's always good to have a lefty that can drive the lane and shoot like that, as Guerrero did there. McDowell, that is Redford. Redford off the mark on a three-point shot. I'm getting used to the Payson name, folks. I'm sorry, as we get a whistle, and we're going to get an official's timeout. And it looks like they're going to replace Casamaro. And that's going to bring in Urenga, checking in for her. And I got to think, Scott, that Urenga's going in to try to negate that size advantage.
Yeah, and 2 trips in a row, Holbrook got beat back on the defensive end. Something that the Payson can take advantage of.
As Yazi's going to inbound, it goes into Claw, back to Yazi. Yazi dribbles to the middle, top of the key. Now she drives, kicks it back out. Over now to Claw. Claw over, bringing it back to the top of the key. Sosi with the ball. Sosi now to Urenga. Urenga to the top of the key. Now Urenga gives it back to Claw. Claw now goes to her right, guarded by Sarnowski. Claw puts it up, and that's going to be no good. The rebound's going to be battled for, and I think Payson's going to end up that we're going to get a timeout, as we're going to go ahead and take it. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Auto Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
Welcome back, Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. If we can go back to that last exchange right there underneath. So, Scott, Payson has the ball, and can you explain why the timeout was legitimate when that ball still hadn't been called a possession?
Yeah, it looked like initially we had 2 players, 1 from each team on the floor, and they did both have possession, but it looked like Payson regained possession solely, and then the official granted timeout. So it's just about making sure that they don't grant that early while there is dual possession.
As we're going to get an offensive foul, right? Or was it a flop? I didn't see. Well, flops.
He called an offensive foul.
He caught an offensive foul. And as we get the advantage of replay, it looked like there was kind of just some leaning into one another. As Claw with the ball now, down 4. Claw goes to her right. Guarded by Sarnowski, and we're going to whistle, and we're going to get a travel. And you can't take that extra step. As we watch the replay, and she got that extra foot down. She knew it too. You look at the look in her eye, and she knew it. Longhorn ball. Sarnowski gets the inbound from number 13. That's Whaley. Sarnowski over to McDowell. McDowell now drives to her right, open lane. She is blocked. And that is a huge block from Leanna Sosi. Now to Claw. Over to Yazi. Yazi backs up, wanted on the three-point lane, now gives it to Claw. Back now to Begay, as the ball's going to get stolen, and it's going to be possessed by Payson. That's going to be Payson's ball, and we're going to whistle, and we're going to get a foul. And I believe they're going to call that on Urenga. As Guerrero, Harrington, and Williams are set to check back in for the Roadrunners. And again, Scott, Holbrook's content to sit back in this half court, and they're only down 4. At some point, though, we're going to see him put this pressure on, but I think this speed of Payson, like you talked about earlier, is just going to be too much for them to handle as they move it in.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, like I said, he talked about just sitting back in this what he calls 11 man-to-man half-court defense.
As McDowell's going to miss a three-pointer, and gosh, we don't have the numbers on the three-point shots tonight, but it's not good for either team at this point.
Not good.
As here comes Guerrero. Guerrero now was looking to put up a three-pointer over on the far side. Now she gives it to Urenga. Urenga to the top of the key. just inside the top, back out to Guerrero over on the far side. Guerrero now dribbles the top of the key now to Guerrero, drives. Guerrero puts it up. She is blocked by DeShape, and DeShape was kind of falling out of bounds as we look at that on the replay. Here comes Payson. Sarnowski over to McDowell. McDowell three-point shot. That's going to be no good. DeShape with the rebound. Outside to Whaley. Whaley three-point shot. That one's no good. Rebound DeShape. DeShape puts it up and in. That's going to be easy. 2 points for Grace DeShape. And that is her 8th point of the night as she gives her team a 6-point lead. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left as 2 team fouls to 1 team foul. Nowhere near the bonus for this quarter. As Harrington's over on the far side. Harrington spin moves against Sarnowski. It's going to be knocked away and McDowell's going to grab it. Here comes the Longhorns. Back to Sarnowski. Sarnowski moving, weaving through traffic. Sarnowski now over on the far side to McDowell. Headed for the Longhorns, and that's going to be out of bounds as I look, and it's, oh, I didn't see who that was out of bounds on, and it's called to the Roadrunners, but I didn't catch that last one, and I saw it go deflected a little bit as Harrington's going to rebound into Guerrero. Guerrero just pops it right back to her. Sonarski looks like she's a little bit fatigued. We're going to see how that plays in as here's Harrington with the ball. Harrington crosses over the time stripe. Harrington now to Williams. Williams front back, forward. Now she sends it to Guerrero. Guerrero guarded by Redford. Guerrero puts it up and then she's going to, and that's going to be Dea Guerrero. 2-point shot for the Runners. And I don't think Dea wants to be denied. She does not want to end her season tonight as Ramirez gets the ball for the Longhorns. Over into Redford. Redford now to her right. Lane contested. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul as Redford's going to go to the foul line to shoot a couple.
If you'll notice, every time Holbrook jumps out at an offensive player, they're going around him every single time. And on the other end, DeShape, I believe, number 12, she's just having a crazy game down low. I think she has maybe 3 blocks now, and it's nothing but her. She just putting her hands straight up. She's not trying to swipe. She's just putting her hands up, playing great defense, and Holbrook can't do anything down there.
Well, she does. I mean, I don't have her height listed here, but she does seem almost a half head above everyone else, and that's just huge in this game, and she's extremely athletic as well. As Redford misses her first one, here's Redford's second. That is good and extends the lead to 5. Here come the Runners. Yazzie to inbound. Back to Yazzie after a brief stint to Claw. Over the top to Williams. Williams looking to Guerrero. Guerrero, 3-point shot. No good. Rebound to Shea. To Shea to Sarnowski. Now Sarnowski drives but kicks it out to Ramirez. Ramirez now drives over on the far side. Back to Sarnowski, over to Redford. Redford at the top of the key. Redford now into the hands of Hatch. Back to Sarnowski. Sarnowski over on the far side. Now Sarnowski drives the lane, and we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul, and that quickly is Holbrook's 3rd team foul with 1:17 left. And I did not see the number. They called that on.
Yazzie.
And that is her 2nd team foul. Thank you. So Payson to inbound. I look for him to use the height of DeShape here. Over to Ramirez. Ramirez on the far side now to Sarnowski at the top of the key at the free throw line. Into Redford, back to Ramirez. Ramirez guarded by Claw. Now over to Sarnowski as Holbrook steps back a little bit. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Sarnowski comes out by Casimiro. Over to Ramirez, 3-point shot. Way off the mark as DeShape. No, that is Hatch with the rebound. As we're getting a whistle, we're going to get a foul. And I didn't see what happened.
Yeah, it looked like she just got pulled down from the backside. Got a save there. She just kind of got her arm hooked in the other one. Kind of got a shoulder to her face when she was going for the ball. Just an ugly play.
That's going to be DeShape's first personal as Claw's with the ball, and Claw loses it. Now Claw's going to drive a wide open lane, which closes real quick out to Williams, who has it to Guerrero. Guerrero now drives, guarded by DeShape. Guerrero's going to put it in. That's going to be DeShape's 2nd foul. And Scott, do you keep going at her trying to get that foul? Because Holbrook generally a good team from the line. I would think that that's going to be something they need to do is get that ball inside against her.
Yeah, she's shown the ability to play good defense, but like in that case, she just didn't really get set, and she moved straight up into the offensive player. So that might be something that they're looking to do, is to attack her, because they've done it plenty of times, even though that she's come up with a couple key blocks, but they continue to do it. So
Guerrero makes her first free throw here. She's at the line for her second one. And her second one is no good. Rebound to Schaaf. As Coach Perkins isn't even putting his team in there to contend, he's getting them back on defense. Forward now to Whaley. Whaley puts it up. That's going to be no good. Claw with the rebound. And we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a push. And I think that's going to be called on Redford.
And the 15th foul for Payson.
And that's going to be 2 shooting. And Scott, with a minute 17 left, I didn't think we were going to be anywhere near the bonus. Now all of a sudden, in a minute on the clock essentially, they called it on 44. Or they're saying they call that on Redford, which puts Holbrook at the line. So with a minute basically 17, we were at not many team fouls, and now Claw's going to miss her first one. And now we're already in both. No, excuse me. Holbrook has 3 team fouls. As that second free throw is good. Rebound is by DeShape as Claw wanted that ball.
It was 3 against 1, so.
As we're getting a whistle, and DeShape is going to be called with the traveling. And did you see that stutter step? Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Yeah, she tried to let the defender go by and get an open layup, and she just took 1 extra step.
As here come the Roadrunners. Williams with the ball. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Williams goes up. That's going to be no good. As we're going to go ahead and we're going to start halftime here with the Payson Longhorns with the 21-17 lead. We're going to go ahead and take a break and give you our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
This is iTalk 1067's presentation of the Honda Outdoor Ski and Sports Store halftime show.
Welcome back, everybody. Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we head to our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor Shore north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the Honda Casino. As we start halftime here with the Payson Longhorns up 21-17 on the Holbrook Roadrunners. And Scott, impressions on the first half?
Just for me, Payson's pressure defense is the difference right now. Brought them out to an early lead. They kind of went away from it a little bit at the end of the first quarter, let Holbrook back into the game. But they've created a lot of turnovers, gotten a couple run-out baskets. And for Holbrook, they just really have not been able to get open three-point looks like they're used to getting.
They've got one. There's actually 3 3-pointers in the game, 2 by Payson and 1 by Yazzie.
Right. And even that was contested from what I remember. I think every 3 that Holbrook took, which has not been very many, they've all been contested.
Now, Payson has put up a lot of 3-pointers, but they know that they have the underneath and the rebounding to try to negate any kind of missed 3-point opportunity. But to Holbrook's credit, they have not totally erased the advantage with DeShafe in the middle, but they've done a very good job at keeping her somewhat of a little bit factor.
Yeah, they're battling inside. They're doing their part. They've been undersized all year, so it's nothing new for them. So they shouldn't have any problem, boxing out bigger kids and then just flocking to the ball and getting those long rebounds, especially on those threes.
We do have a halftime update. Ganado is up 34-31 over Winslow, and that's one that I have seen both those teams this year. As we also have, go ahead and give that one, Mr. Baker, too.
Coming from another official, Mrs. Mary Freddy, we have MV over ALA Foothills 67-56. I'm assuming that's a final.
I would guess that's a final. Appreciate Mary giving us that. And both Mr. Baker and I are plugged in quite a bit to the officials world. And I'm telling you, it's a brother and sisterhood that is kind of a good thing. And we appreciate, my update came from Mr. Brian Lang. And he's one of the best officials we have to offer in the area. So blessed to work with a lot of really good people. Now, Scott, put yourself in Mr. Perkins' shoes at halftime. What's he telling his Roadrunners?
I think he's telling them they just got to work harder and keep their composure on the offensive end. And then on defense, they have to continue what they're doing. They're going to give up some open looks. I really think they're going to make an adjustment on closing out on those 3-point shots, not falling for the pump fakes, because they've given up some drives off of those and given up some open looks off those drives.
Well, folks, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back and give you our Honda Ski and Outdoor, continue our Honda Ski and Outdoor show and wrap it up. So this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Welcome back, Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball as we continue our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, fishing gear. Go to the Honda Ski and Outdoor north of Pine Top on Highway 2, south of Pine Top on Highway 260, just before you get to the Honda Casino. As we have an update, the St. John's girls are up 21-19 at half. Ganado up on Winslow 34-31 at half, and the Round Valley girls down 19-11 at half. So good and bad, and we have a final of, was it MV over ALA? One of the ALAs, and that we think that's a final.
ALA Foothills.
And so as we go look forward to the second half, we got a lot of action to come, as this is only a 4-point game. And I think if either team can settle into their game, they're going to win. And that's Payson. I'm shocked at how many threes Payson has thrown up. It's been triple what Holbrook has, and Holbrook's been sticking right in the game.
It looks like they're just, if we have an open look, we're going to take it. We're going to hope that we get the rebound on the offensive end and get an easy putback.
As the buzzer signals, and we're going to have the start of the second half for you. As we get ready to go into our second half, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Show Ford, Ace Hardware, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Coronado, Summit Healthcare, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. And stay tuned, because after the game, we will have our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game, our Coronado Center drive of the game. We haven't seen that one yet. And our Deemer's Glass, forgot them on that list, our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, quality glass at affordable prices. 1-888-GLASSMAN. As we're waiting for the buzzer to tick down and the shot clock to get reset, it's going to be Longhorn ball, as Ramirez is going to inbound to Sarnowski. So good break at halftime. I don't think fatigue is going to be a factor in this third quarter at all, Mr. Baker.
No, and also not really foul trouble. I don't think anybody in the game has more than 2 fouls. So
as Sarnowski gives it into Deshae, and Deshae puts it up and in, and that's her 10th point of the game. But that was almost too easy. If you're at the Pace Longhorns, we're going to whistle. We're going to get a travel as Guerrero trips and falls, and she's going to slide forward on the court, and that's going to be a traveling violation. As Atakai is going to check in. Sarnowski with the ball. Sarnowski over to Whaley. Whaley in front of her bench. Back to Sarnowski. Looking inside to Deshae, guarded by Williams. Now Harrington goes to Williams as Sarnowski drives now out to Ramirez. Ramirez puts up a long 3-point shot. No good. Rebound, Claw. As Holbrook went with their starters, the Longhorns as well. Starters of the game are starting the third quarter. Here is Yazzie with the ball. Over to Harrington, back to Williams. Williams at the top of the key. Now she backs off, guarded by Deshae. Over to Yazzie. Yazzie now with 13 seconds on the shot clock as Holbrook running the court looking for something. Yazzie's driving, now gets back off to Williams. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds. 4, 3, as Williams goes, puts it up, blocked. That's going to go out of bounds. We're going to explain what's going on.
They're putting 1 second back on the shot clock. Since it was a block, we don't have a reset. We didn't hit the rim.
So the block, and it goes out of bounds. Obviously, that doesn't reset it because there's no possession change.
Correct.
So Holbrook's going to get 1 second on the shot clock, and Atakai is going to go in. She's going to check in for Guerrero. Guerrero's kind of gasping. It looks like she might not be at full strength, something to look at, as Holbrook's going to have to catch this and throw it. As the ball's to Atakai, and that goes, and it's going to be no good, and we're going to get a shot clock violation. Now, we've had the shot clock. This is our third year full-time in the 3A level. How many shot clock violations do you see in a game?
Usually not many. We've seen more today than a normal basis.
Now, with that, I still think the shot clock has absolutely got its place in high school basketball. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some times where you absolutely need it. It does keep the pace of play. It's been really nice, at least from an official standpoint, at the end of the game. You don't have teams just standing out there doing the weave up top, running off 3-4 minutes of the game.
And with that, Scott, something else that came in is Holbrook's looking now, as that's going to be Claw at the line to shoot a free throw jump shot. No good. And Claw fighting to get her own rebound. Goes against Deshae, and now it's going to belong to the Longhorns. Sarnowski bringing it up the court. That came in the same time we went to the 5 team fouls per quarter, which followed the NBA model. And I got to say, the games have been way more enjoyable to watch.
I agree. Yeah, the 5's been great for the officials also because we don't have to worry about 1-and-1s anymore and the kids not knowing when it's 1-and-1 or when it's 2. And then you just kind of get a fresh start in the second and the fourth quarter, which is nice.
And you can have a bad quarter and still go back. I've absolutely loved. Plus, I feel mentally it's sped up the game. And that's going to be Harrington. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound is by Claw. Great job by the Roadrunners. Williams now with the ball over on the far side, heading to the corner. Now she comes out. Williams looking, guarded by DeShafe. Over now to Harrington, back to Claw. Claw gives it to Yazzie.
Nice drive.
And was that Yazzie?
That was Yazzie.
Yazzie, great job. First points of the Roadrunners this corner, as that was blocked, a little bit of advantage by the official, but nonetheless, Sarnowski with the ball over to Ramirez. Ramirez now bringing the ball. Ramirez has a wide open look to the court. Now she misses her dribble, and it's just grabbed by Williams. And now the Roadrunners have the ball back as Yazzie threw that to Harrington. Harrington wasn't paying attention, and now back as we get a whistle and we get the ball out of bounds. As Harrington just absolutely missed that. Nice replay by our replay crew. I'd like to thank Robin Wong, Jeff Lonetree, and Daniel Perkins for our camera work today. Mel, our producer, Mr. Scott Baker, for joining our broadcast. We thank all the parts that make this together, as Harrington's going to check out. And I'm not going to say that was a freshman mistake, Scott, but that sure looked like a freshman mistake.
Yeah,
as now the ball's inbound.
Wasn't looking going up the court.
Wasn't looking going up the court, as now the ball's inbound and caught by, that's Claw.
You're good.
Holbrook with the ball in the corner. Yazzie with it. Now Yazzie goes over to Williams. Williams now sends it to Atakai. Atakai, 3-point shot off the backboard. No good. Rebound, Sarnowski. Stripped away, and we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul on Sarnowski, as number 10 is going to be called, and she's shaking her head, and I think the Roadrunners are a little bit in her head right now, Mr. Baker.
Yeah, it looked like a frustration foul. She was going for the long pass down the court, and it just got taken away from her from behind. And then she just kind of turned around and gave it to the Holbrook player a little bit there.
As Dea Guerrero's checked back in, Guerrero inbounds. Now Williams has the ball. Williams back over to Atakai. Now to Guerrero. Guerrero now goes to her left. She drives, puts it up. That's going to be off the backboard. Dea Guerrero. 2 points, Holbrook Roadrunners. And Coach Perkins is now, Scott, calling for some pressure.
Yeah, he wanted pressure there because 4 of the Payson players ran down the court when no one was back to help number 10 inbound the ball.
As Harrington's going to check back in, I think she got a little bit of a talking to, as Sarnowski's going to drive, and she's going to be fouled. That's going to be Holbrook's first foul of the quarter. And I wanted to say that's on Yazzie, and go ahead with that one.
Yeah, her third foul. Something to keep an eye on.
As Yazzie does have 5 in the game, and it's going to send Sarnowski to the line. And we have not had a lot of free throw shots today. Payson 1 for 2. Holbrook 2 for 6. Sarnowski's first one is no good. That's going to check back in. That's Begay and Harrington checking back in, as Claw now comes off. And Claw's looking pretty good, though, having a great afternoon. We're not calling her on the shots, but she's being on almost every drive down the court. She's been helpful, as Kendall Hatch is going to check in for the Payson Longhorns as Sarnowski gets ready to shoot her second free throw. Second free throw is no good. Rebound. Wow. Atakai came in and played very big and got that. Now the ball's back to Harrington. Harrington guarded by Sarnowski, over to Guerrero. Guerrero now at the top of the key. Guerrero, 3-point shot. That is good. Comfort. Fit. Dentures, 3-point shot. And Holbrook is now leading by 1.
And just like you said, the 3-point came into play there for Holbrook.
As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a travel as we watch the play there. And she shuffled that foot and brought that foot down. We're going to get a timeout. We're going to take it to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Auto Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
Welcome back to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. Is a quick timeout taken there by the Longhorns as the Holbrook Roadrunners gain their first lead of the night on a three-pointer by Dea Guerrero. Guerrero last Thursday, our iTalk player of the game, as Guerrero drives again, puts it up. That's going to be no good. Rebound Williams. Williams now to Harrington. Harrington three-point shot, no good. Rebound is
Begay.
That's Begay for the Holbrook Roadrunners. Now Williams with the ball. Williams looking for Guerrero. Guerrero now goes to her left. Guerrero free throw jumper off the backboard. Dea Guerrero, 2 points. And in that Thursday game against Window Rock, that's what we saw out of Dea Guerrero. As here comes Sarnowski driving the lane. Sarnowski looking, now sends it out to Redford. And that is good! Miley Redford, 3-point comfort, fit dentures, and that ties us at 26 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Harrington. Harrington driving. Harrington throws up an errant shot. That's out of bounds. And out of bounds because that hit the standard holding the basket up.
And then hit our cameraman. Hopefully he's okay over there.
Daniel's okay. Daniel's tough as nails down there. Great shot by Daniel. As now, if it goes to the top of the backboard, it's out of bounds. But if it just floats over the top, it's not out. Unless it hits anything on that, any cable, shot clock, anything like that, correct?
Yeah, so the top of the backboard is not out of bounds, but if it goes over, then it is out of bounds.
Over on a floater, does it have to touch?
If it goes over, it's out of bounds.
As DeShae puts it up, that's 2 points for her, as now the Longhorns lead. And Scott, the crowd is getting a little bit loud.
Yeah, both sides going back and forth now. Really seeing those swings in this game here.
As Harrington now brings the ball over, she gives it to Williams. Williams drives. Williams puts it up, no good. Rebound, DeShae. And DeShae's going to get involved in the defense and in the offense as they try to cut it through. Intended for Whaley. That's knocked around. Holbrook with the ball. Now it's going to be knocked away, and it's going to stay and belong to the Holbrook Roadrunners. Watch the replay there, as sure enough, Clara Whaley hits that ball out of bounds, as we're going to have Harrington go to inbound.
Also interesting to see the different coaching strategies. Go ahead. Payson kind of just sticking with the same five guys, or same five girls, I'm sorry. And Holbrook really using more of a rotation here in the second half.
And that could be something interesting, as Williams made 2 points for the runners. Now they have the ball. But, Scott, I was absolutely thinking the same thing, is if you're playing a team like Holbrook sitting back in half court, at some point, as the ball's going to be out of bounds, tied 28 with a minute left, I wonder in this fourth quarter if Coach Perkins might try to push it a little bit. I don't know. But I'm curious to see. But that's a very interesting observation, is how we've had Hatch check in, but we have not seen McDowell. And so they've had one sub that's gone in. Otherwise, they stuck with the same, where Holbrook's had 4 different substitutes.
Right.
As Harrington's guarded by Sarnowski. Harrington over to Williams. Williams now on the near side, in front of her bench now to Casamaro. Top of the key, Casamaro goes inside to, I believe that was Begay.
It was.
Number 24?
Yeah, Chelsea Begay.
And that's going to be is that going to be on 13? That's going to be Whaley's second personal. As, again, we talked about it before the second half, before halftime, is attacking DeShae and trying to get her into foul trouble. She does have 3. As the ball goes into Casamaro, that's no good. Now out in the hands of Yazzie. Guerrero over to Casamaro. Casamaro, 3-point shot, that's going to be no good. Rebound, DeShae with Ramirez, and we're going to get a whistle, and they're going to call Chelsea Begay with 27.6 seconds left, tied 28. Chelsea Begay is going to get whistled for a foul. Now comes Sarnowski for the Longhorns. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Tied 28 into Ramirez. Ramirez goes. Ramirez has it knocked away. Now Williams has it for the Roadrunners. Williams. Back to Yazzie, back to Williams. Williams looking to drive. She stops. Now out to Yazzie, or Atakai. No. As Casamero ends up with it. Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot. As we're going to go ahead and take a break, this is Show LaForge's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to the first presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as we get set for our 4th quarter, and that stands this time for a Northland Pioneer College tip-off. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off to college with the lowest tuition in the state. Now offering bachelor's degrees in business and education. Northland Pioneer College. And I want to go back to Casamero's 3 because I was blocked. If we can pull that up, walk us through what you saw, Mr. Baker.
And Elena Yazzie did a good job of penetrating, and then it kind of sucked in the defense for Payson, and that just left Holly out on the 3-point line by herself, and she knocked down the shot.
As Williams now drives for the Roadrunners and gives them a 5-point lead and puts 2 through, as we're going to get a 3-point shot in the corner by the Longhorns. Rebound is to Schaaf, and that's going to be uncontested. No way possible. She puts that back up and in. No one was around her. Miscommunication by the runners as it's now 33-30, Roadrunners on top. Both teams with a bucket in this quarter. As now we have Yazzie with the ball. Yazzie sends it back to Begay. Begay to Williams. And it's knocked away by Ramirez of the Longhorns. Ramirez. And now intended for Whaley. And we get a whistle as the Roadrunners knock that away from Whaley and get it back. Try to throw it into Casamero, and it's thrown out of bounds. Longhorns will have it. And it's going to be Ramirez to inbound, and Holbrook getting ready to put some pressure on us. Now it's Sarnowski to Ramirez. Ramirez guarded by Yazzie, bringing it over the time stripe. 7 minutes left in the last quarter of the game. Over to Whaley. Whaley in the corner in front of her bench. Now to DeShafe, back to Whaley. 3-point shot, we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul. And that's going to be no good as we had a player down. And they're going to, Mr. Baker, can you explain what's going on?
I'm not sure who's going to call the foul on. I saw we had a player on the ground, and that's what I thought. He called it on Bailey Williams, and she just kind of bumped into, I believe it was Schaaf, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
And it just knocked her over the player that was on the ground.
Now Payson, a lot of their fans are upset, but they blew that whistle before she shot it. As that's going to be a 3-point shot by Williams. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get, now, I'm going to say this, it's not the call, but that's over the back. But what does that actually translate into as a call?
As an official, that's a pushing foul. So we just had a good clean block out by Holbrook. I believe it was Guerrero. And number 3 tries to go over the top. And as she's getting blocked out, she just ends up on top. And it's an unfortunate thing, but something that happens.
As Williams goes to Casamero. Casamero tries to go up with it. She's blocked. Holbrook with a golden opportunity. We're getting a whistle. We're getting a timeout. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Love sports? Love being part of the action? Imagine having the best seat in the house, calling the plays, and connecting with fans. As a play-by-play announcer, you'll be the voice that brings the excitement to life. You'll network with athletes and coaches, sharpen your skills, and even travel to exciting venues. It's your chance to turn your passion for sports into a thrilling career. Ready to make it happen? Text the word sports to 928-434-0101 to apply now. Don't just watch the game, be the voice of it. Your dream job is calling.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the 30-second timeout is up. Coach Perkins wanting a timeout, up 33-30. And the ball, I believe, is going to belong to his squad. No, it's going to be a Payson ball underneath their own basket. As Ramirez to Sarnowski.
We had an alternating possession just before that timeout.
So Holbrook owns the arrow right now. Inside to Whaley. Whaley gets pushed by Casamaro, and we're going to whistle. We're going to get a foul. And that, you look at the replay, and she kind of leg drove into her and caused her to do that. So the ball will be the Longhorns. They do get a fresh shot clock because it's a foul. Harrington and Claw going to check back in for the Roadrunners. As we have 6 minutes and 28 seconds left, 33-30. This is the Roadrunners on top of the Longhorns. As we're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a whistle. They're going to call that. And what are we going to? That's 6 men on the court. But they were telling her to get off.
Well, the officials never let the sixth player off the court. There was a little confusion on who Holbrook was actually subbing in for. And they put the ball in the disposal of the inbounder, and Holbrook still had not decided which two players were going to come off the court.
Well, and I saw him yelling at Bailey Williams, 44. Whether that was her or not is so now Ramirez hits the technical. She makes both of them. So now it's 33-32, and Payson gets the ball after the technical, and that is huge. And I wasn't exactly sure, but it looked like the official was pretty sure that that young lady did not come off. Obviously unintentional. Nobody wants to play with six. Longhorns inbound, Sarnowski with the ball. Sarnowski now to Ramirez. Ramirez now to the free throw line, drives the lane, kicks it over to DeShae. We're going to get a kick, and it's going to be out of bounds. Now that does not warrant a new shot clock because it's just a violation, correct?
Violation does give a new shot clock.
So that does give him 35, okay.
Correct.
And open hand violation, closed hand foul?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. As the inbounds is going to be Redford. Redford sends it to Hatch. Redford now within the corner, no good. Rebound is going to be number 12 of the Roadrunners. That is Jordan Claw to Harrington. Harrington bringing up the ball, guarded by Sarnowski. Number 10, guarding number 10. As here comes the ball on the near side. Harrington now to the top of the key to Williams. Williams now over on the far side, now the top of the key, now to the free throw line. Driving against DeShae, puts it up. We're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul. The question I have, is that going to be a shooting foul?
It looks like it will be.
And that's going to, I believe they're going to call that on Whaley.
Yes, they
are.
are.
And I think that's going to be Whaley's third personal. That's only going to be the second team foul of the Longhorns. But Holbrook with 3, Payson with 2. It could come down to a matter of free throws at the end of this game.
Yeah, the physicality seems to have stepped up a lot in this quarter, so I wouldn't be surprised if we are in that bonus a lot quicker than we have been in any other quarter.
As Williams misses her first one, Harrington with some words of encouragement as Ramirez checks back in for Hatch. And again, Scott, he leaves Mr. Perkins, Coach Perkins leaving the key blank because he wants to get his players back on defense.
Yeah, I think he realizes size advantage and he just doesn't want to give up a cheap foul on a rebound.
Williams' second free throw is good. Now a 2-point lead, 34-32 for the Runners. Forward to Whaley. Whaley inside to DeShae. DeShae under the baseline, puts up a reverse layup. No good rebound, Sarnowski. Sarnowski ties the game with a putback bucket for the Payson Longhorns. Here's Williams with the 3-point shot for the Roadrunners. That's going to be no good. It's going to be battled for, but Claw ends up with the rebound. Back to Williams now at the top of the key. Williams now forward to Claw. Claw, three-point shot. No good. Rebound is Whaley. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. Or no, excuse me, we're not going to get a foul. Looks like we're going to get a
official's timeout.
It was official timeout for Sarnowski, as she looks like she might even be cramping up a little bit from where she's at. Ball inbounded now in the hands of Redford. Redford to Sarnowski. Sarnowski guarded by Claw. Now Sarnowski goes around Claw. The lane closes real quick, but inside to DeShape. DeShape puts it up, no good. Rebound is Yazzie for the Roadrunners. Harrington with the ball in front of our bench, front of our table. Harrington guarded by Sarnowski. Harrington now goes to her right, 22 on the shot clock. To Williams. Williams, top of the key, now at the 28-foot line, directing traffic. Williams now inside to Guerrero. Guerrero dribbles to her left, her right. Guerrero puts up a flat-footed jumper. No good. Rebound is going to be number 3. That is going to be Redford. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. That's going to be Holbrook's 4th team foul of the quarter, and I believe that's going to be her 4th team foul as well.
Yeah, Elena Yazzie with her 4th foul.
And Elena Yazzie is a starter. Huge loss, but Coach Perkins going to send in Shayla Atakai, as they do have that as their 4th foul. Coach Perkins wants her fresh for the last part of that game. Payson inbound, tied 34 all. Into Redford. Back to Sarnowski. Sarnowski getting a little bit of pressure, but Sarnowski drives through it. Now we have a lane wide open. Sarnowski now kicks it out, 3-point. Ramirez, that's going to be no good. DeShape with the rebound. DeShape puts it back up. It's going to be blocked, but we're going to get a foul. We are going to get a foul underneath, as I believe they're going to call that on Williams. And that is the 15th foul for the Roadrunners. No, they're going to call it on Claw. That's going to be Claw's first, but okay, Scott, how important is that 15th foul with over half the quarter left to play?
Yeah, it's going to be big, and especially if Payson continues to take it inside. Holbrook really has to be smart on defense now. They can't pick up cheap fouls, especially, in the backcourt.
Does the technical foul count as a team foul?
It does.
So that's part of the problem here.
Correct.
As here's DeShape, makes her first one, giving her team a 1-point lead, a chance to make the second one. Second one is good for DeShape, as she makes both her free throws, now up 2 points. Roadrunners now getting some pressure from the Longhorns. Forward to Guerrero. That's Harrington to Guerrero. Guerrero now with the ball. Guerrero down to the corner. Now Guerrero drives the lane. DeShape pulls up on her. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul, and that's going to be a 2-point foul. Now, as we have a player down, Mr. Baker, I want to go back to that replay one more time. And my question is, I'm not questioning, I have a question. Why would the official in front of our table here call that one down low when there's an official? Is that just because they're screened off or something like that?
Well, him being in the trail position, the ball started in his area, so he's following that player all the way to the basket, and he has the first defender that's on her, the initial defender. Now, if you had a secondary defender come off, which technically that was a secondary offender that caused the foul, but he did continue to follow his player into the lane, and he just caught the foul, during that, basically.
And from what I've seen, we've seen an excellent job, and that's something that a good crew does, is they're able to pick those things up and be able to help out on that type of situation.
Yeah, because sometimes we get straight line, things happen, and that's why there's 3 of us. Now we have better coverage on the court.
Well, an injury to Dea Guerrero, and that one is huge if you're a Holbrook Roadrunners fan, as that we're not sure how she's doing. We'll try to get a Summit Healthcare Medical Center injury report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything to get your athlete back in the game, and I've appreciated over the last few years watching these 3-man crews and how, even though there's 3 of them, you think there'd be more fouls, but actually the game flows better because they're just able to pick up more. And when it seems legitimate to the crowd, when there's that 3rd official, it just makes for better basketball for all of us watching. As Casamaro's going to go to the line, she's going to shoot a couple. They are down 2. As the Payson faithful getting a little loud, Casamaro's first free throw is off. Am I saying that right?
Casamaro?
Yeah. I was calling her Casamaro, and then it got corrected, which is good, but I want to make sure I give the young lady credit. Her second free throw is no good as well. Rebound Ramirez. Ramirez to Sarnowski. Sarnowski being guarded by Harrington and Claw. Now forward to Ramirez. Ramirez looking in the corner. And it's knocked away. Roadrunners have it as we're going to get a timeout. Are we getting I thought we got a timeout called, or did we just get a jump ball?
I believe a jump ball.
Okay, so Holbrook owns the jump ball, so it is theirs. Sosi's going to check in. Claw's going to check out. And so I thought Coach Perkins had called a timeout, but I'm wrong. So Holbrook gets alternating possession. Possession goes back to Payson. Williams with the ball. Holbrook does have their 15 fouls, so everything from here on out, foul-wise, other than player control, is shooting. Casimiro puts it up. That's going to be no good. And if you're Holbrook right now, you're just not getting the rolls that you were getting in that second quarter. As that's going to be a bump, and we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul. And that's going to put Sarnowski at the line to shoot a couple.
Holbrook getting a little careless on defense and just picking up some cheap fouls.
That's using your hands and not your feet type stuff.
Correct.
As Sarnowski's team up to 36-34. Sarnowski's first free throw is no good. And Yazzie is going to check in, and she's going to check in for Casimiro. As here's Sarnowski's second free throw. Sarnowski's second free throw is no good. Rebound Yazzie, I believe. As Yazzie's now going to handle the ball, bringing it up the court. Yazzie now comes over to the near side. Yazzie back over to Williams. Williams steps back up. Williams at the 28-foot line. In the center of the court at the 28-foot line is Williams. Williams now gives it off to, I believe that is Yazzie. It is. Yazzie now inside to Williams. Williams backs. Now she goes down and flips it to Yazzie. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to jump ball, and that's going to go to the Payson Longhorns. Up 36-34. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left. And if you're Payson, you just got to get a bucket and keep that momentum. If you're Holbrook, everything to get a big play. As we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a timeout. We're going to take it to this Show Forge presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Welcome back as Darude Sandstorm rains down over the crowd at Shovel Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. A late 90s classic that seems to become a sports jam over the years as Ramirez inbounds Sarnowski. Holbrook's electing to stay back, putting defensive pressure, not even going to half court, staying back as Harrington now guarding Sarnowski as DeShape. Screens are off now. DeShape to give and go, but out to Ramirez. Ramirez no good. DeShape with the rebound, and that's going to be kicked, knocked, as we're going to get a foul on. I'm waiting to see what's going on so I don't stick my foot in my mouth.
Maybe a double technical here. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so you're right. We get a double technical on Guerrero as well as Redford, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, so a double technical offsets. So the ball is inbounded. Neither team gets the free throws, correct?
Yeah, so we had the initial foul, and then we had a double technical. So we're going to go point of interruption. So that's why
the double technical erases itself, correct?
Correct.
Now we go to the point of interruption, which means that's going to be on, I don't even know who that was on.
There was a foul on Payson initially, so that's why Holbrook's going to get the ball on the end line.
So Holbrook's going to get the ball. They are down 2. It looks like Harrington's going to inbound, and so that's why we have you on there, because I think back in my day when I started the officiating thing with basketball, that was 23 years ago, we actually we would shoot the free throws first if there was any, then we'd shoot each technical, and then it would go to alternating possession for the inbound. Am I wrong? That's a long time ago, though.
It could have been. Yeah, that might be before my time.
Because I
Not
remember,
to call you old or anything.
No, you can call me old all you want. I mean, I was coaching and officiating when you were in high school still. There's nothing wrong with that. We get old, but young guys like you are what need to take over the game. So anyway, back to the action. Holbrook with the ball. Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as Harrington's bringing the ball down, guarded very close by Sarnowski. Now over to Yazzie. Both teams are in the 15th foul. As Yazzie's going to drive, she's going to put it up. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a foul. Yazzie's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. And we're going to have a long 2 minutes and 28 seconds left, Scott, to play out the rest of this game.
We are, especially if you watch that possession. There's a lot of little stuff going on off the ball. And, it's getting a little chippy, especially after those 2 technicals were handed out. So we'll see if that actually, got rid of the problem or not. But as so far, it doesn't seem like it. Still looks pretty physical out there.
As Holbrook is not doing very well on their free throws tonight, and that continues. As Scott, I have him 3 for 11 right now from the line.
It hasn't been good.
Whereas Payson isn't much better, but enough better. Her second free throw is, and we're going to get a lane violation, and that's going to not even give her the shot. So that goes down as a missed free throw in the book. Now Payson's going to get the ball up 2. Both teams are in the 5-foul bonus for 2 shots. Sarnowski with the ball. Sarnowski forward to Whaley. Whaley looking for DeShafe. It's knocked away, back to Whaley. Number 1, McDowell has it. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound, Harrington. Harrington getting the rebound in front of DeShafe. Now forward to Yazzie. Yazzie near side. Now Yazzie brings it back out. Collects herself, looking for Guerrero. Now sends it over to Williams. Williams left, Williams right. Now inside to Guerrero. Guerrero being guarded by McDowell to Harrington. Harrington knocked away. That's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Whaley. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the game. In regulation, I should say. It's times like this that we never know what's going to happen. As Hatch checks back in for McDowell.
And as an official, you never say that word.
You're not an official. You're on the air right now. So we're going to go to the whistle. We're going to get a timeout. This is Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Welcome back, Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. We appreciate our technical crew, Robin Wong, Jeff Lonetree, Daniel Perkins, and Mel West, our producer. Aaron Hewish, I'm joined by Scott Baker. A very good welcome to him, as he's done a fantastic job helping us out on iTalk 106.7 tonight. As Yazzie's going to inbound for the Roadrunners. Inside to Williams. Williams goes left, goes right. Williams puts it up and in. Bailey Williams ties it. And that's 36 all, minute 48 left. We're going to get a whistle, and I'm not sure what the whistle was.
Knocked out of bounds.
So it goes back to the Longhorns, as that vantage point is just a hair out of my purview from our table. Now Sarnowski with the ball. Sarnowski crosses over. Minute 43 on the clock. Over to Whaley. Whaley now goes to her right. She drives the lane. We're going to get a whistle. We're going to get a push. That's going to be 2 shots. Williams is going to be whistled for the foul. And Whaley going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Claw getting ready to check in, as Whaley's first free throw is no good. Claw to check in for the Runners.
Aaron, if either team shot better on free throws, this game would be out of hand for the other.
I gave you the stat on Holbrook, which is basically 3 for 11. Payson is...
It makes the second.
Payson 6 of 13.
Wow.
As Whaley makes her second, that's a 1-point lead. Minute 30 left in the game. Guerrero with the ball. Guerrero now to her left. She goes left side, left hand. Guerrero! Dea Guerrero, 2-point shot. 38-37. Minute 22, runners on top. Here's Sarnowski. Sarnowski looking at her coach for instruction. Sarnowski goes now to her left. Guarded by Harrington. 3-point shot by DeShape. No good. Rebound. Rebound is Claw. Claw. And that's going to go forward to Harrington. Harrington loses it out of bounds. And now the ball goes back to the Payson Longhorns. They're going to take a timeout. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Want the best deal on your new car, truck, van, or SUV? Go to Sholo Ford. Sholo Ford has the best deals. Not only does Sholo Ford sell the #1 truck in America, Guy Hatch guarantees you won't find a better deal on that truck anywhere else. Sholo Ford sells the best at the best price. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back, Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as Holbrook lends the ball out of bounds. Now the Payson Longhorns control it, down 1. Longhorns inbounds. Inbounds in the hands of Whaley over to DeShape. DeShape guarded by Williams. Williams putting her hands on the ball now to Sarnowski. Sarnowski drives the lane, left side, puts it up with the right hand. That is good. Sarnowski, 49 seconds left, up 1 are the Payson Longhorns. Guerrero with the ball. Guerrero now drives. Guerrero guarded by Hatch. Guerrero now drives the lane. Guerrero puts it up and in. That's going to be no good. Rebound is going to be the Longhorns, Sarnowski. Shot clock and the game clock are almost in sync. As Sarnowski guarded by Harrington. As Sarnowski gets a whistle, goes out of bounds, we're going to get a whistle, we're going to get a foul. As they are going to call that on Claw. And that's going to put Sarnowski at the line to shoot a couple. And other than the foul, Scott, I got to think that that's exactly what Coach Perkins wanted, to get his team, keep them within 3 and not let Payson stall out there. So 29 seconds left, the shot clock is off. Holbrook has a chance no matter what to get the ball back. The least they would be down is 3 as Sarnowski shooting 2.
Yeah, you give yourself a chance to tie
And
the
she
game.
does miss 1, so now the thought's got to go as I know Coach Perkins has 2 timeouts on that board. He's already telling them he wants a timeout as soon as the ball goes. So we'll see Sarnowski makes the second one, and that's going to go to Holbrook. As we're getting the whistle, we're going to get it. We're not going to get it. We are going to get a timeout. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. And we have some updates. St. John's, Round Valley, and Winslow both lost, but we do have an update that the St. John's Redskins are up big. As Holbrook is down 2, Yazzie to inbound. Inbound is to Guerrero. 25 seconds on the clock as Guerrero's driving against DeShape. Guerrero puts it up, that's going to be knocked out of bounds. So 21 seconds left as DeShape And that could be our drive of the game, because without that, if we're going to get a timeout, we're going to take it. The Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
We have President's Day pricing all month long here at Horn Auto Center. And great deals like this Chevy Silverado with up to $10,850 off and 2.4% APR. Or this Chevy Colorado. All 2024 Colorados have up to $5,100 off and 1.9% APR on approved credit. So come on down to Horn Auto Center, the Chevy GMC Cadillac store that saves you more.
Northland Pioneer College is cheering for you on and off the field. Secure a win by enrolling in college courses at NPC. Earn college credits in high school, learn a new skill or trade. Complete classes that will transfer to any Arizona university. NPC has 3 new bachelor's degree programs and over 100 associate degrees, certificates, and areas of study to choose from. The playing field for your future is wide open. Take a shot and score big by enrolling in classes at NPC. Northland Pioneer College. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Roadrunners set to inbound. Yazzie to inbound. Now to Williams. 20 seconds left. Williams over to Guerrero. Guerrero in the corner. Now dribbles to her right. Inside to Williams. It's knocked away. Rebound. No, rebound. Steal. And Sarnowski ends up with it as Claw's going to put her hands on her. They're going to send Sarnowski to the line with 10 seconds left. Up 10.1 seconds left.
So if you notice in that last minute, a couple drives previous to Dea being blocked, they had number 23, I believe.
That's Ramirez.
Oh, I'm sorry, 21. They had 21 guarding Guerrero, and she went to the basket a couple of times and I believe scored twice. And then after that last timeout, the one before the last timeout, Payson made a change and put number 12 on Guerrero.
And she's been kind of silent ever since.
Correct.
As Sarnowski's second free throw is good. That gives them a 4-point lead. As we're getting a whistle, we're going to time out. We're going to take it to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Welcome back to Show Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Holbrook Roadrunners have a 4-point deficit going into this last 10.1 seconds left, as they're going to do everything they can. Scott, do they look for a 3, or are they going to go just try to get a 2 and get a quick foul?
I think you probably just try to score here. It just depends on what you get, right? Right now they're struggling to hold on to the ball.
As Williams puts up a 3-point shot, that's going to be no good. Rebound to the Longhorns, and the Longhorns are going to get a victory as the final score, 42-38, Payson over the Holbrook Roadrunners. Congratulations to the Roadrunners on a fantastic season, as we're going to get set to bring you and segue right into our post-game show. And our post-game show, first we got to talk about our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Need glass for your home or business? Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. 1-888-GLASSMAN. And our Deemer's Glass man of the game tonight is picked by Mr. Baker. And we're going to go with, in a losing effort, the freshman, number 12, Jordan Call. Talk about why she is our glass man.
It just seemed like every possession, whether it was on the offense or defensive end, she was always in there boxing out, battling kids that were bigger than her. Every time there was a long rebound, she always seemed to be on the receiving end of that. We don't have the numbers, but I guarantee you she had probably double-digit rebounds.
42-38 the final here, as we're going to give our glass man of the game to Jordan Claw. And you got to talk about, Scott, with our glass man is we have a height advantage that was unreal between DeShafe and not just her, but the entire Longhorns team. And this Longhorns team, give a Glassman Award to all of them for being able to stick with it, because I think overall they out-rebounded the Payson Longhorns tonight.
It seemed that way.
So congratulations in a losing effort to number 12, the freshman Jordan Claw for the Holbrook Roadrunners for her part. And next we're going to go to our Horn Auto Center drive of the game. And we had a couple that we thought where there was that three-pointer by Casimiro that could be in line for our drive of the game. And by the way, only Casimiro's points, but our drive of the game is going to be right there at the end. DeShafe's block on Williams sent the ball out of bounds, but absolutely turned the tide, and I think is what pushed Payson in that last little bit of momentum to end the game.
Yeah, she was big for Payson all night long defensively. She had several blocks, very deserving of that award, and just she was a difference on both ends.
So as we go down some of the point totals, we're hoping to be joined by our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass player of the game. As Yazzie ends up with 5, Harrington with 2, a very quiet 2, but cannot underestimate Harrington's points all over, as Guerrero has 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 15, 17, 19 points for Dea Guerrero. And it looked like she was not at 100% most of the game. So Guerrero with 19, Williams with 9, good effort for her. For the Roadrunners, Redford with 2 threes to get that jolt started there in the first quarter, as Redford ends up with 12, Sarnowski with a very quiet 9, DeShafe with 16, and Ramirez with 4 on the evening. As we're looking for, it looks like we're not going to be able to get our player of the game on, as we're going to have to go ahead and conclude as our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game for tonight. We'll announce it. It looks like Coach took him in real quick, and so we're not going to be able to have her, and that is Grace DeShafe of the Payson Longhorns. Was all over, got the points when it counted, got the rebounds when they needed, and had a big presence underneath. Lots of balls from Sarnowski to her. So our Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint player of the game, Grace DeShafe for the Payson Longhorns. For Aaron Hewish, Scott Baker, Robin Wong, Jeff Lonetree, Daniel Perkins, and Mel West, our producer. The final tonight from Payson High School, 42-38 in favor of the Payson Longhorns. This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports, and Comfort Fit Dentures. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communication station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the express written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.